I'm about to quit. Like, I don't even know why I work this hard if this is all that I'm going to make. What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Sarah from Sarah Styles here. I made my goal in April on my reselling business, and I was $20 shy of hitting $10,000. In today's video, I am going to talk to you about what that gross number actually means when you take it all the way down to your net, taking out shipping, cost of goods, expenses, taxes, all of the things that it takes to run a reselling business. So if you are a reseller and you want to figure out how to do the back end reselling business, if you're looking into becoming a reseller, or if you just want to know how much money I actually take home, stay tuned. All right, in today's video, I am going to do 3 things. I'm going to show you guys actually how much money I put into my bank account once you take out cost of goods, net, expenses, and taxes. I will show you a split out of the different revenue streams that I have in my reselling business and where that $10,000 actually comes from, as well as some frustrating things that I am dealing with right now and kind of my strategies and plan of action moving forward. Before we get into that, I want to give you a little bit of background. If you are new to my channel, I am a full-time mom. I have 3 children, which means that I spend roughly 15 to 20 hours on my reselling, social media, digital products. My whole entire business is done in under 20 hours a week. I have 3 digital products and 2 courses that is going to contribute to this $10,000, as well as reselling on Poshmark and on eBay are the 2 platforms that I resell on. I do have a virtual assistant who creates drafts for me in eBay. I take the photos, I source, I take the photos, I send them the photos, and then they create the drafts. I review the drafts and launch the drafts, and then I do the shipping. If you want to learn more about virtual assistants, I did a live with Denali, and I will link that video up there with more information. Feel free to ask those questions down below as well. And then, all right, so now for what you guys came for, how much money did I actually make? So this is my profit and loss statement. I track and manage everything in a spreadsheet. If you aren't good with spreadsheets and you don't really know how to do this, Quickens, QuickBooks, GoDaddy, these are all places that you can enter in your financial data. So I do have dashboards available to kind of give you more or less your KPIs. How is your business performing? This is the financial data, profit and loss. So you can see I am just $20 short of hitting that 10K. I was $36 short last month. So I'm getting there. I'm continually growing my cost of goods sold. So of the items that sold, this is how much it costs for those items. I sold 292 items contributing. Keep in mind this $10,000 is from my whole my business as a whole, and we'll get into that split out in a minute, but I just wanted to start at the top line, and then we will go into shipping, expenses, taxes, and I will show you guys the bottom line, how much I actually put into my bank account. So at a gross level, this gives me $166 an hour. I mean, I'm totally okay with that, like 5% gross profit margin. So this is going to be of the money that this gross, my profit is 75%. So once you essentially take out the cost of goods at this level, this does not include shipping and fees, this does not include expenses, this does not include taxes. Stay tuned to watch all of that. Now let's head on over to the revenue split out. Where does this money come from? Where does this gross number come from? Like I said, I have digital products, I have courses. Y'all are watching me on social media, YouTube, and then I sell on Poshmark and eBay. eBay is absolutely my main squeeze. It is the majority of my business. You can see here at almost 70% is eBay. My Poshmark is gone back up. It was kind of suffering there for a little bit. So it is back up to 15%, and this month it actually did outperform the rest of these. I kind of chunk my courses, my dashboards, YouTube, affiliates, I kind of chunk that all into a social media for me, because my courses and my dashboard are promoted through my social media, and then you can see YouTube here. You don't get paid a ton on this is all AdSense for me. I don't have paid promotions. So this is all just AdSense for me. It's not a ton. And so the courses and the dashboards kind of contribute to that because it's all. And then I am an affiliate for a couple places, but you can see again, that is not a large chunk of my business. All right, so my gross profit, once you take out my cost of goods, is $7,568. You come down here and you come down to your selling fees and shipping. It costs to sell. If you're watching social media and you see, and you guys are going to see this in this video, I made $10,000. You're going to see how much money I actually made and brought into my account. This selling fees, this is how much it costs to be on Poshmark or on eBay. Poshmark is at 20%. I have no control over how much they charge. eBay, you have a little bit more control over that. So depending on what categories you sell in, depending on if you're top rated or top rated plus, I will link a couple videos up here that go over some eBay tutorials to help you get a better grasp on eBay. You can do promoted listings. So if your item sells via promoted listings, it goes up. For the month of April, my selling fees on eBay were about 12.5%. So I'm selling more on eBay. I'm also paying less to sell on eBay. So I do prefer eBay as a platform as of right now. Shipping as well. Poshmark, your shipping is only when you offer a shipping discount. I think for last month, my shipping discount, I paid $20 of shipping discounts on Poshmark. I don't like to offer shipping discounts very often. I'd rather it come out of the item than out of the shipping. My personal preference. Do what works for you. If you do send offers though, you do have to send a shipping discount. That's where those $20 come from. Shipping on eBay is essentially a pass-through. I don't make money on it. I do women's clothing, shoes, and purses. The majority of the clothes are going to be first class, and then you have shoes and purses that cost a little bit more. But keep this in mind when you are listening to people's gross numbers. That gross number includes shipping and fees. If they're selling things that cost a lot to ship, that gross number is going to be really inflated. So now we're down to about a 50% margin. This isn't terrible. Most small businesses margins are around, a good margin is 20%. As resellers, we are very fortunate because we have low cost of goods. We tend to have low overages. So let's get into my expenses. Okay, now we are coming down to expenses. And so my expenses are $1,800. This is a little bit high this month, and the majority of the reason that is higher is because I did have to pay last month to have my taxes done. I pay a CPA. I have, as you know, you saw my chart, I have multiple streams of revenue. I don't know the tax code. I have done my taxes by myself and then compared to the CPA, and every single time he finds ways to get me more money back. And so it's absolutely worth it to me to pay a CPA to do my taxes for me, as well as just knowing that they're done right and the stress of not having to do them. All right, so these are my expenses. You can see these are the split out of all of the other months. The majority of my expenses are going to be to this virtual assistant. There's no way that I can make that $10,000 if I didn't have someone listing for me. I talk about this in my course a lot, how to decide when it's time for you to hire out. And essentially for me, it comes down to what my time is worth for me. And then you can see other, that is the majority of that other line is going to be paying my CPA to do taxes. You can see shrink and losses is here. This is the first month that it's showing up because after I did my taxes with my CPA, we kind of talked a little bit and decided to account for these a little bit better or differently. So you're going to start seeing that showing up in my expenses as well. And then things that it costs to run a business, office supplies, I have a website. I do consignment sometimes. I have to pay them. That's an expense. My banking fees, it costs to have bank accounts sometimes. Phone, internet, electricity, water, trash. Marketing, sometimes you have to pay to market your business as well. Administrative, IT, and then affiliate payments. All right, before we get into my profit before tax, taxes, how much money actually goes into my bank account. If you guys want to learn how to make money reselling, if you want to learn the back end of the business, that what a lot of people don't actually show, full transparency, strategies that are going to work for everyone. All of my strategies are based off of numbers, and instead of telling you, hey, this works for me, I show you, hey, here's how I decided if this works for me, so that you guys can figure out how to decide what works for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and save this video for future reference, as well as share it with your friends. Start these conversations. Right, so before we get into that tax number, my assumptions going into taxes, and definitely talk to a CPA, reach out to your CPA, because this is going to be different for everybody. But a small business or self-employment tax is 15.9%. Federal taxes, this is going to depend on what tax bracket you're in. I assume a 20%. I assume a 20% federal tax. I like to be very conservative. I'd rather have more money saved at the end of the year and get a little bit of it back than be like, hey, I owe all of this money and I don't have it. So I do lean towards the conservative side of things. And then I'm in Colorado, and we have a state tax of around 5%. So that gives me about a 40% tax rate. Looking at this chart, my profit before taxes, once you take out my expenses, we're now at $3,084, which gives me a 30% before taxes, making $51.41. And then if you take out your taxes, you're at $2,561.68, y'all. So from nearly $10,000, I only made $2,500 to take home and put into my bank account. I want to talk about strategies, and I want to talk about what I've been doing with this number, because this is where cash flow comes in, right? This is what I have at the end of my business, and in order to keep my business going, or in order to keep my business growing, you have to have cash flow there. Do you take this money home into your bank account, or do you reinvest it into your business? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm at the point, the past couple months, I'm at the point that I'm like, why Why am I even doing this to be bringing home this little money? I'm been in growth mode, and I am growing. My gross is growing. Eventually my net will catch up, but I'm kind of over it all. Let me know down below which strategy you guys think I should do, or if you have other ideas of things that I could be doing too. So I can just stop. That is a strategy. I can stop growing. I can turn on my maintenance mode and say, hey, this is my inventory. This is how much money I'm spending on inventory a month. I can source less and work on ways to increase my sell-through rate. I can work on learning eBay better, using their analytics and tools to figure out how to sell more items of the items I have, instead of just buying more items. And I will link a video up here that I did on you don't have to buy more to sell more. That is a strategy that you can take. I'm leaning towards this strategy too, because my kids are going to be home for the summer, and so it may be an easier strategy for me to spend more time with my kids, not spend as much money, right? The more money you spend, the more it's coming out of your net. Maybe take a month or two off of spending any money, or being very casual in how much inventory I am buying, and try and move some of the inventory that I have, increase my sell-through rate. Let me know though, because people that I've talked to on eBay have said that doesn't work. eBay wants you to see a store growing. If you aren't continuing to grow your store, then they will actually suppress your listings. I don't know. If I do choose to do it, make sure to subscribe, because I will definitely do a video on how that works out. So let me know what you guys think I should do. If you liked this video, YouTube thinks that you would also like this video. I will link more how much money I actually made videos here, and then make sure to hit that subscribe.